Moving in the summer can be tough. Let me guide you through it. Hi, I'm Danny Brown. I'm the CEO of Myriad Real Estate Group, and today we are going to talk about things that you can do and prep for moving in the extreme heat. As some of you are aware, I am based in Phoenix, Arizona, and in the summertime here, specifically July, August, September, it can start pushing 120 degrees during the day. So that is what I mean when I'm talking extreme heat. Because the outside temperature is that hot, inside the moving truck, it can get upwards of north of 140 degrees within that truck. So you want to be very specific on what items you're putting into the truck and making sure that nothing is going to be overly heat sensitive. Step one, the first thing you want to do is decide if you're moving yourself or if you're hiring professional movers to move for you. If you're hiring professional movers, you're going to want to find out how early in the day they will start. A lot of them will be starting around 6 or 7 in the morning. If you're moving yourself, then you can start even earlier, which is what I would recommend if you are moving yourself, starting in that like 4 to 5 a.m. window. The next thing you want to do is properly stage and get ready for the move, which I would recommend doing the night before, and move everything close to the doors. The last thing you want to do during our heat is have your home be nice and cool, and then have that door just standing wide open where you're bringing stuff back and forth from the back of the house out the front door. Having everything located as close to the door as possible is going to make it a lot easier and more energy efficient for you, and help keep your home cool while you're moving. So when you're staging, it's a good idea though to have a do not pack area. So these are items that are going to be super heat sensitive that you do not want to load in that truck. So keep in mind that that truck's going to be sitting outside, and at peak, Arizona temperatures, it's going to be 120. It can get north of 140, 150 degrees in that truck. So items that you don't want to sit baking are going to be, things of wax. So if you have candles, electronics are huge ones because those can warp. Batteries, so the lithium ion batteries that we all have, those things can spontaneously combust if they get too hot. Here we constantly see waste management trucks having to dump their load because people are throwing away those batteries. Well, imagine if that happens on your moving truck. So having items that are going to be heat sensitive set aside so there's no confusion is going to be a really smart play. Those things can be either put in your own personal car or in the cabin, the air-conditioned cabin of the moving truck. I would probably label that box cabin only in big black letters so that people understand that that is not going in the back of the moving truck. Good rule of thumb, no matter what time of year it is, I always think that it's a good idea to have your personal valuable items as well as medications with you. That way there's no sort of issues with things going missing. And so keeping those things separate is just always a good idea. Let's talk about the physical toll on yourself. We've spent some time talking about your stuff, but on the humans that are involved in the actual move, you're gonna be super sweaty. And when you sweat, not only do you lose water, but you also lose salt. And so you wanna make sure that not only are you drinking and staying hydrated, that what you are drinking has a little bit of salt in it. Maybe even popping salt pellets can be helpful during the move as well. So just staying properly hydrated during that entire process is gonna be extremely key. If you don't have salt pellets handy, then try liquid IV, maybe Gatorade or Powerade. Stay away from energy drinks, those things that are going to dehydrate you, which happens to be a lot of caffeine. Making sure that you're just replenishing your electrolytes. You should have a dedicated cooler that is the first in, last out. And things that are going to be in that outside of your drinks are going to be cool rags to maybe wrap around your neck, keep you cool, ice packs, those types of things. And that's going to be the last thing that you take with you, and that's going to be the first thing that you want to unload when you get to your new home. And finally, don't forget to eat. So you want to make sure that you stock yourself with high protein snacks, and make sure that if your friends are helping you move, that you're keeping them well fed. So now let's move into the logistics of the real estate side of things and utilities. So on moving day, when you're moving out, you want to make sure that you leave your utilities on. The last thing you want is to have the utilities shut off while you're doing this move, making your home hot, running out of water, and those types of things. So I would probably leave your utilities on to the day after. moving and coordinating it around your closing as well. And then moving into the new house, I would probably call to schedule utilities on the day prior. That way there's no disruption in service. So making sure that you're reaching out to the proper electrical company, the proper water, which is typically the city, making sure that you have Wi-Fi turned on, because now a lot of our thermostats and things are based off of the internet. So having those turned on and put in your name is going to be super important. So planning and doing that ahead of time. I can't tell you how many clients, even though we remind them to do this, forget. And then get into the house and then they're scrambling, or they go days without having proper utilities on. And some of the cities, the municipalities, can actually be pretty difficult to work with right now, where they're requiring closing documents or a settlement statement. Call your realtor or call the title company and ask them for an estimated settlement statement. They can give you one that is specific to the property. The numbers don't matter. The cities just want to see that you are going to be an owner of the property. The one thing to also recognize is that real estate's complicated and delays happen. So there is a possibility that you could have all of your stuff on a moving truck and the closing doesn't happen, and now you're not able to move into the property. So when you're working with a moving company, one of the questions that I would ask is, if there are delays, what do you do with my stuff? So I would want to make sure that either the truck itself is climate controlled, or they have a facility that they can park the truck at that is climate controlled, because the last thing you want is all of your stuff sitting in that hot truck for multiple days working through that delay. If you're having questions, reach out to your realtor. For example, we have relationships with movers that we work with that give all of our clients discounts on their services. So talk to your agency if they have any relationships set up. And finally, if you want a summary of this, click on the link below to download our moving timeline checklists that we prepared. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to give a like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.